Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to educate you about the red flags of alcoholism, and I'm basing this video on an article I read just very recently. And I thought this was interesting because, having spoken to, at this point, thousands and thousands of families over the years and represented a lot of them, there are just certain things that we see, which are what we call red flags. And I thought this article was very interesting because it really confirmed a lot of the things that we have been seeing. So I'll put a link to the article in the video, and the article is titled "Expert Reveals the Subtle Red Flags of Alcoholism to Look Out for This Christmas." Now, I think this obviously applies to Christmas, but I think it applies, period. And it's not just to alcohol. It could be marijuana. It could be other recreational drugs. And I think it equally applies to somebody who may be suffering from some type of mental health issue. And here's what the author talks about. The behavioral changes that result from addiction are often the first signs of a problem that loved ones notice. The individual will seek out or use drugs or alcohol even when the substance use negatively impacts health, relationship, and daily functioning. And so, one of the things I've talked about in other videos is the fact that sometimes these red flags are not like, in your face, right? And I think one of the videos I talked about sort of the, I just know theory, right? Especially as it applies to mums who just know when there's something wrong. And sometimes it's not right in your face, but it's subconsciously you notice certain things. And so, when we speak to families from all over the country, these are some of the things that we talk about. And I'll just run you through this very brief list, but it says changes in social life. Changes in someone's social life, such as a relationship breakdown, neglecting friends, family, or activities that were once enjoyed, may be signs of a drinking problem. Loved ones may notice that their family member is less social or secretive about how time is spent. New friends may appear in their life with little explanation as to how they met. And this is a really big one. I mean, are they suddenly no longer spending time with the friends they used to? They have all these new friends, right? That perhaps you would consider undesirable. Certainly not people that you'd want in your home and coming in and breaking bread with you. Are they aloof? Have they sort of cut the family out of their life, right? As if they're hiding something. The next thing is a lack of self-care. The signs of a drinking problem aren't always just about the consumption. They often show up in a person's self-care and environment. You might notice a lack of physical care, such as changes in weight or personal hygiene. You can also spot red flags in their home things, like the curtains being closed all day or a lack of healthy food in the fridge. Again, one of the other things that we see a lot of, right? You got somebody who's very careful about what they ate, what they put in their body. They exercise regularly, and all of a sudden they stop doing all of those things. They're craving sugary sweet things, and they're suddenly no longer going to the gym and exercising. So again, I mean, this is interesting stuff. Other things, injuries or accidents, decrease in personal grooming, such as not getting a haircut, unwashed or worn out clothing, or broken glasses. A lack of interest in taking care of health issues such as dental care or mobility needs. Just more confirmation of what some of the things that we see. This is an interesting one. Frequent arguments and fights. You may notice other things, other changes in behavior too. Depression and mood swings can be linked to alcoholism. Being argumentative or down is something else to look for. So, yeah, I mean, one of the things that we see a lot of is where the parents confront their loved one. You're drinking too much, using too much marijuana. What's the matter? What's going on? Why are you not holding down a job? Why have you flunked out of school? Why aren't you bathing? Why aren't you, changing your clothes regularly? Why don't you brush your teeth or brush your hair? Or why are all these new people coming into your life? Who are these new friends? Why don't you talk to us anymore? Why don't you want to spend time with the family? All of these things are things that we see, okay? And they're sort of things that we ask the family about when they first come to us and discuss the legal option, that we're going to provide for them. And sometimes the family has seen these things, but it hasn't sort of, they haven't connected all the dots here and realized, holy smokes, look what's going on here. And so it really is about, giving the family opening their eyes to what's really going on here, as opposed to telling them, you need to do this. We're about giving options, okay? And those options can lead to hope that this nightmare will be over. And if you don't want to go down this path, then maybe there's another option, which is you just leave it alone, and well, know what's going to happen, right? It's just going to continue to get worse. But for some families, they're just not ready to do that. That's okay. This is a no judgment zone, but I think this is a really interesting article. I'm going to put a link in the video. If you have any comments or questions, please post them. I read every comment, and I try to get back to you within 24 hours. I would love a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel so you can get more of this content, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.